There's a new round of severe storms slamming the Midwest tonight, creating fresh havoc. Good evening. I'm Norah O'Donnell. And we're going to begin our broadcast once again tonight with wild weather in the U.S. It has been our lead story almost every night for the past 10 days. And that's because it's been the hottest, wettest start for summer ever in some areas, all made more likely by climate change. The extreme weather is having dire consequences. Authorities keeping a close eye tonight on this Minnesota dam that is facing an imminent failure. In South Dakota, entire neighborhoods have been destroyed. And for about 60 million Americans, a significant heat wave continues. The good news, it will likely peak in the next few days, but the National Weather Service warns that heat persisting over multiple days does exacerbate heat stress. Tonight, severe thunderstorms are threatening an already struggling Midwest, and that's where we find CBS's Tom Hanson.
The raging floodwaters swallowed land and trees and partially breached the Rapidan Dam. Officials here are monitoring the 114-year-old dam around the clock as rushing water continues to erode the soil. Tens of thousands of residents who live in the surrounding watershed are also keeping a close eye on the situation. The Barnes family has been here for more than 50 years.
We never ever thought in a million years this would ever happen, and here it is.
More than 3 million people across 4 states live in areas impacted by the flooding. Sections of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers are still on the rise. This was the moment a rail bridge connecting Iowa and South Dakota collapsed. Part of it is now submerged in the Big Sioux River, which crested at a record 45 feet. CBS's Jonah Kaplan is in South Dakota.
I'm Jonah Kaplan in hard-hit Union County, South Dakota, and the images, they just speak for themselves. That house over there falling into the ground, this road cut in half, and it's all, what, from a hurricane? No, and not from an earthquake. It's from a flood. All those downpours over the weekend. Did this house just sink into the ground?
Yep, just eroded the ground away and just dropped down.
Sheriff Jim Prouty showed us around the McCook Lake neighborhood, where he says between 50 and 60 homes were damaged.
It's beyond words. I mean, to us, it's a situation. To the families, the homeowners, this is their lives.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem.
This is extensive damage that has changed people's lives forever. The ripple effect is going to be felt long term.
The water also closed a section of I-29. Crews removed enough mud and debris to reopen the interstate late today.
Back here in Minnesota, the water is receding slowly, but the danger isn't over. A 2021 study warned the Rapidan Dam is in disrepair. It's just one example of the more than 8,000 dams across the United States, which are considered to be in poor condition, according to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And Nora, that leaves millions of Americans vulnerable to these extreme weather events.
Well, that's really concerning, Tom Hanson. Thank you very much for that update.